Snap Fitness in Grand Island offers 24-hour access, free weights, strength training machines, cardio equipment, nutrition plans, and personal trainers. They'll work with you to help you reach the goals you have in mind. Located at 217 East Dolly Park Road in GI.
Welcome to End Zone On. I'm George A. with the 1,000-yard guy, Bobby Mills. We won't miss you today.
No. I've got my
nice.
traffic cone green and then this. Yes.
Yeah, you are a street worker at heart. Elisa Reed's behind the camera, telling us what to do because we don't know what we're doing.
We don't know what we're doing.
So we're going to talk a little bit about high school football. First weekend of the playoffs is over. Islanders really didn't have any trouble at all. I was there for 3/4 of that game. And Columbus, interesting. They hold Islanders on the first drive, and I should say Islanders won 56. Or what was the final?
Was it 40-0?
40-0. 56-19 was the first time they played. 40-0. Islanders take the ball. They stop them on 4th down. Columbus does. Drive right down the field. They throw a pick. And after that, it was a completely different ball game.
Oh, my.
Because Columbus has some playmakers.
They do.
Humphrey, the quarterback, Bubak, they're split in, and safety. So, interesting, Islanders, and then later got a pick 6 from, their cornerback, or the linebacker.
And that's not the first one this year, is
Matt
it?
Lamb.
Wow.
No, they had 3 in North Platte, so they're a pick 6 machine out there.
Yes.
So they get it done, and they will meet Millard West, who victorious over West Side.
And don't do the score comparison. You know what that's going to end up.
Yeah.
It never works.
It never works out that way. Millard West, interesting team. They had a lot of injuries early on.
They did.
And I think that they're hitting on all cylinders now. So that should be a good football game.
Should be. Kurt said he has almost everybody back that he wants. So it's going to be one of the top games in Class A.
Because preseason Millard West was highly regarded. They were going to have a good team, and then how injuries go. So the Islanders hitting on all cylinders. Pierce Allman continues to have a good season. But I have to tell you that the defense, I think, is really stepping up this time of year for Coach Jeff Tomlin.
And that will win games, won't it, George?
Absolutely.
They always have. They've been good all year.
And so they're going to play that ball game here in Grand Island Friday afternoon. Then Ashland Greenwood.
I think so.
The number one seed, I should say, 10-0, comes to play Grand Island Central Catholic. We were just talking before we went on the air that a 9 seed district champion.
Yeah.
We're going to talk at the second half of the show about how all that happens. They get it done in overtime against undefeated Wilber-Clatonia. John Pfeiffer gets a block of an extra point. Brokaw throws to Weens in the end zone. And Brett gets it on a 4-yarder, and they win it in overtime.
Exciting.
Very exciting. It was 21-7 midway through the third. Wilbur's at home. I mean, you would think you'd have that game in hand, but
you'd think so. That I thought maybe their strength of schedule would be working against them, but you're not 9-0 for no reason.
No.
And they were much larger in the line than Central Catholic, I think, and they had a lot of playmakers. But boy, Central Catholic just continues to get it done. Big plays on defense too.
They make big plays on defense. Brady Brokaw continues to be accurate.
School passing record, George. Yeah.
The run game with Pfeiffer and Rhodes.
And the line blocking. That's what I like.
Yeah.
They can't,
I'm not saying that young man's name right, I apologize. But, they're running well out of the backfield. Their line is quick hitters, try to get it done, and then they're playing good defense. Always have a big target in Johanna Guy-Fan. So
can't miss him.
Can't miss him. So, he's... So anyway, it'll be interesting. Ashland Greenwood has really been good for 2, 3, 4 years now.
Yep.
They have a great program there. So they're undefeated. So Central Catholic Crusaders, 2 o'clock they're going to play.
A terrific doubleheader,
so a great doubleheader here at Memorial Stadium. Try to get out and see that one.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts as we look down through the results? Not a lot of upsets. I was a little surprised that Sutton didn't get it done.
Kind of surprised me a little bit, but I've seen Cedar Catholic play, and you know how those northeast teams play defense.
And you said last week that Sutton probably had a little bit of an advantage, but you'd seen Cedar Catholic, and they were really well coached on the defense.
Oh, yeah, those kids know how to play defense, and they're going to be a tough out for anybody. Right. Battle Creek, they got to meet sometime. But what surprised me were the 2 games I was at, because Beatrice, beating Elkhorn South.
I guess that's the big upset of the day. Yeah.
And they're playing like they could make a deep run right now. They really are. And that big Comer kid, the quarterback, he's 72% of his passes he completed. Man, they're just playing like a deep run team.
Right, and at the right time of the year. They struggled a little bit early on.
Yes, they
stubbed their toe, and now they're coming back. So this is the time of year you want to be as injury-free as possible and playing good football. Eliminate mistakes and that sort of thing. So, as I looked down through an 8-man. You said there were a lot of blowouts.
There were.
Yeah, so we're going to talk in the second half of the show about the structure. One of the things we can talk about, maybe we have too many teams in the smaller classes. So we're going to be back, talk about the playoffs just in general after a word from Snap Fitness.
What's the most centrally located gym in Grand Island? Try Snap Fitness, a 24/7 gym that's loaded with state-of-the-art equipment from Cybex for both strength and cardio. Located at 217 East Dolly Park Road in Grand Island.
We are back here on End Zone Online. George A. with Bobby Mills. And I just shot myself. God almighty, what's going on? Don't laugh at me, Elisa Reitz.
It's a Monday. Come on, you get it.
All right, we're talking high school football. Yeah. Class A, Omaha North goes to Kearney.
Yep. So that shoots the Grand Island trip.
Yeah, right. And they came out here last year. Yeah. Stu made a point in his rankings and piece today in the World Herald about they really need to start looking at a different format, because teams with high seeds, number 1 seeds, are traveling in this second round, because they play generally they'll play the 8 and 9 seed, and that's really where you find the most upsets.
Yeah, you do.
But it's not, 8 and 9 is evenly matched.
Well, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you think about that? Do you think that it should just be higher seeds all the way through?
I don't know. In this the way things go in this. The way things are set up in this country right now, I think the NSAA kind of subscribes to the fair and equal treatment of everybody, and I can't see it changing. I don't know how you would change it if you can't win on the road, But it's like you were saying, what good does it do to win a district championship? It really doesn't get you anywhere. Get any brownie points in scheduling here in the playoffs.
No, you win the district. Obviously, you get in. And like, for example, in Class A, you get in, but so do 2 other teams in your district.
Yep.
And so, Central Catholic's a prime example here. They had a great season. They come out of the chute, they lose to Broken Bow, then they have a great season, they win their district, they get thrown in the hat with the PowerPoints, and they end up traveling, playing the 8, and they win. So now they're hosting.
Yeah.
Which is great, but I just don't know. On the one hand, they want you to win out and win the district. On the other hand, if you do that and get a high seed, then you still got to travel in the second round, and that's Stu's point. And and I think he makes a valid point here. I'm not sure what the solution is. I'm sure Stu probably has that figured out.
He probably does.
That's part of the deal. The other thing too that we saw, and we've seen this year in and year out, is the lower classes, D1, D2, a little bit in C2, but in the D1 and D2, we have a lot of blowouts in the opening round. We have a lot of teams, that make the playoffs. I wonder if we should start thinking about limiting the number of teams.
Well,
back to 16.
Yeah, after next year, won't they have that opportunity? And I polled coaches before of teams that are 3 and 5 and playing a number 1 seed, and they still want to be there to say they've got, but what can the kids think? That the chances of beating somebody who just beat you 60-6 a week before, pretty slim. But just to say you made it.
And I think if you look at who's being blown out, it's the 1 and the 32. Or the 1 and the 16 on one side and 1 and 16 on the other. Those 8-9 matchups. Those 10-7s. They're going to be pretty good ball games. Because frankly, in Class A and Class B, there's some big scores put up there as well. So,
but that's okay. That's just the way they're playing in Omaha right now. The high scoring. But I don't know what you do, George. The kids want to be there, and the game's for the kids. But we'll see after next year, see what they do. I bet they go 16.
It's possible. It's possible to see that. I think the big thing too that they have to remember is that traveling. It's one thing to make the playoffs, but Scotts Bluff's heading to Beatrice this week.
Yep.
Yeah. What's that gap? What that fuel bill is going to be right up there.
Well, Falls City Sacred Heart goes up to Stewart. How
Yeah.
far is that? It's
Yeah.
300 and some miles.
You
Yeah.
know, and then there's the issue of missing class, and so I don't. I think it's something that the NSA is going to have to look at and talk about. And Stu wrote about it today, and I think it's on the table now that people are going to be looking about how they actually do that. If you have a high seed, should you be home the whole way through? Is there a reward for going on the road and winning? Like Central Catholic went on the road, got the win. Now they're home against Ashland Greenwood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's something I think that should be discussed. Where are you going to be this week?
I'm going, well, what I really want to do is go to Ashland Greenwood out here in Central Catholic and then slip over to Hastings St. Cecilia, David City Aquinas.
That'd be a good one.
That is a traditional old rivalry that is renewed right now. I don't know how you can get any better than that, especially with the coaching matchup, Ron Mimick and Carl Tesmer. It doesn't get much better than that.
You think those guys know a little football?
They probably do.
Yeah. I like. I'm intrigued by the Prep and Omaha Central matchup.
Wow.
Somewhat of a rivalry there, but
There's a rivalry.
but in all sports, really. I mean,
Yeah.
both schools, and of course that's at Central, and that's a fabulous facility. Of course,
Yeah, it is.
The metros, they drive across town and it's traveling, but we won't get into that.
They can't help where they are.
I know they can. They can. I'm just teasing. But I like that, and I like the Scottsbluff Beatrice matchup as well because of Scottsbluff's going to have to pack it up, head to the east part of the state, playing a Beatrice team that's really coming on strong.
I think Scottsbluff travels well.
Well, they have to.
I think
That's
they
all they
have
do.
no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're used to it, aren't they? Out in the Panhandle.
And of course, they beat Aurora, early in the first
on
round.
the road too in the
Right.
regular season. So they'll
And they're on the same side of the bracket, that Scottsbluff Beatrice matchup as Seward and Scott.
And that would put Scott out there if Scottsbluff would win that game.
Yeah, so if Scottsbluff wins, so there'd be a lot of crisscrossing. And the only
Talk
guys
about
happen are the guys at the filling station.
Yeah, talk about a trip.
We're up here. All right, so we will be back next Monday to talk about the second round of the playoffs, see who's survived and what's going to happen since then. So for Elisa Reese behind the camera, Bobby Mills, I'm George Abe for End Zone Online. Get out and see a high school football game this week.
Visit Snap Fitness in Grand Island for all of your workout needs. State-of-the-art equipment and personal trainers will help you reach the exercise and health goals you have in mind. Located at 217 East Dolly Park Road in Grand Island.